Hi students, welcome once again to our online learning platform of analytical chemistry. So, today we are going to learn about the second unit of the paper number 6th, that is inorganic and inorganic analysis of BSc second year class, and the title of unit is semi-micro determination of element in organic compounds. In this we are going to learn about the topic semi-micro determination of nitrogen, sulfur and halogen in organic compound. In last lecture we have learned about the estimation of semi-micro determination semi-micro determination of the hydrogen, carbon by combustion method. In the next lecture in this lecture we are going to learn about the determination of nitrogen by Jalal method and sulfur and halogen. So let's begin with the syllabus. So semi-micro method of estimation of nitrogen in the organic compound by Jalal methods. So principle of this method, the semi-micro method of estimation of nitrogen in the organic compound is based on converting organic nitrogen to ammonium hydrogen sulfate by digesting the organic compound with strong concentrated sulfuric acid H2SO4 in presence of copper sulfate catalyst in a Jallad's apparatus. So what is the principle of the determination of nitrogen? That nitrogen is converted into ammonium hydrogen sulfate by digesting it with the concentrated sulfuric acid in the Jallad flask by means of H2SO4 and CuSO4. So what is the reaction? Overall reaction is what happens in this reaction. The organic nitrogen reacts with the H2SO4, concentrated H2SO4. After digestion it gives the ammonium hydrogen phosphate. Then this ammonium hydrogen phosphate is then treated with strong 50% of NaOH solution when equivalent amount of ammonia NH3 gas is liberated. When this ammonium hydrogen sulfate reacts with 50% of alkali, that is the alkali hydroxide, that is sodium hydroxide, and when it reacts with this we will get the ammonia, equivalent amount of ammonia gas is liberated. So what is the reaction? That ammonium hydrogen sulfate reacts with NaOH, gives NH3, Na2SO4 and water. So this ammonia gas is liberated in the equivalent amount. Then the resulting ammonia NH3 gas is liberated is made to absorb by a known volume of standard H2SO4 in excess. The excess standard H2SO4 left unreacted is back titrated against the standard solution of NaOH using phenolphthalein as an indicator, and the Br is treated as A. At the same time, a blank titration is carried out without using organic compound but using same volume of standard H2SO4 as that used for main and titrating it against the standard solution of NaOH using phenolphthalein as an indicator, and the burette reading is treated as B. So what is the method? That is whatever the ammonia liberated by means of the reaction of H2SO4 and that nitrogen present in the organic compound, then this is converted into the ammonium hydrogen phosphate. Then this ammonium hydrogen phosphate is treated with the 50% of NaOH solution. Then we will get equivalent amount of alkali, that is ammonia is liberated, equivalent amount of ammonia gas is liberated, and this liberated ammonia gas is absorbed by means of known volume of the standard H2SO4 solution in excess amount. So the excess standard H2SO4 left unreacted is back titrated against a standard solution of NaOH using phenolphthalein as an indicator, and the Br is treated as a, that is what is sample titration. At the same time, a blank titration is carried out without using our organic compound, but using same volume of standard H2SO4 as that used for the main, and titrating it against a standard solution of NaOH using phenolphthalein as an indicator, and the burette reading is treated as a B. So the difference in blank reading Br and the main reading Br, the amount of standard H2SO4 consumed and the amount of NH3 gas liberated, and that is amount of ammonium hydrogen sulfate formed, and is what nothing but amount of nitrogen in organic compound. How this is what related? See, when we take a known amount of standard H2SO4 and what absorb the ammonia in it, then this ammonia is then also reacts with that H2SO4 and consumes, ammonia is the base, and consumes the that H2SO4, and that amount of ammonia what H2SO4 consumed by ammonia is get decreased. But in the blank titration we are using simple H2SO4 solution, and what titrating against the NaOH solution, whatever the amount of H2SO4 is there is exactly equal to the is equivalent to the amount of NaOH required to neutralize the H2SO4. But in case of sample titration we using what the organic sample containing nitrogen. This nitrogen is get converted into the ammonium hydrogen phosphate, and this ammonium hydrogen phosphate is what get converted into ammonia, and this ammonia is absorbed by means of H2SO4. So small amount of, that is what suppose that 10 ml of H2SO4 is taken for the sample titration, and 10 ml is the reading of that titration, and if you take the the 10 ml of the H2SO4 is taken for sample titration, that 5 ml get consumed by means of ammonia, and 5 ml of this H2SO4 left unreacted. This 5 ml of that H2SO4 reacts with the the sodium hydroxide, and will get the reading 5 ml. Suppose is the what A reading, and if what we take we have taken that what the 10 ml of the H2SO4 concentrated H2SO4 for the titration, that is blank titration, we are titrating against the NaOH. So whatever the 10 ml reading is required to neutralize the ammonia is the neutralize this H2SO4 by means of sodium hydroxide is 10 ml. Then by subtracting 10 from 5, 5 from 10 will get the 5. That 5 ml is nothing but the amount of nitrogen present in the given organic compound. So we relate this what the amount of standard H2SO4 consumed is equal to the amount of NH3 gas liberated, further which is equal to the amount of ammonium hydrogen sulfate formed, and which is what equal to the amount of nitrogen in the organic compound. So hence from the difference in blank and main burette reading, that is B minus A, the percentage of what nitrogen in organic compound is calculated. See the overall apparatus for the estimation of nitrogen, determination of nitrogen in organic compound. This is known as what Jallad apparatus. So Jallad's trap is there. Here we keep the organic compound which is get digested by means of the using H2SO4, and after digestion we add the NaOH, and for this is what condenser is used to known volume of standard what H2SO4 is get what titrated with NaOH, what is the amount of get what unreacted. See, this is what get titrated with the NaOH solution. So by Knowing the volume required for the excess unreacted H2SO4 for the titration, that is what amount of NaOH required, and the amount of NaOH required for the blank titration from by subtracting the blank reading, that is what B minus A, we will get the what amount of nitrogen present in the given organic compound. Then this is what the overall apparatus, that is Jallad's apparatus for the nitrogen estimation of nitrogen in the organic compound. So substance plus concentrated H2SO4 plus CuSO4 or H2SO4. So this is what the overall, and after this digestion we will get the standard H2SO4, which will titrate with absorbing this ammonia gas, liberated ammonia gas in the H2SO4, and we can titrate this with the next NaOH solution. Then we will get the reading, that is what the sample reading E. Here same procedure is given. Here what the same apparatus, Jallad method, and here Jallad trap is there, and after what this ammonia is gas liberated, which is what passed through the condenser, and it is get absorbed in the H2SO4 solution. After that it will be what get titrated. So what is the method? So semi micro quantity of 10 to 100 milligram of organic compound containing nitrogen is accurately weighed and transferred to a Jallad's flask as and sufficient concentration of strong H2SO4 is added. Added crystal of CuSO4 as a catalyst and crystals of K2SO4 to raise the reflux temperature to about 340 degrees Celsius. The mixture is then digested, and that is if heated strongly till the liquid becomes clear. So what is the method? Same micro quantity, we take the semicon micro quantity, that is what 10 to 100 milligram of organic compound containing nitrogen is accurately weighed and transferred to Jallad flask, and sufficient concentrated that is strong H2SO4 is added. Add a crystal of CuSO4 catalyst and crystal of what K2SO4 to raise the reflux temperature to about 340 degrees Celsius. The mixture is then heated and digested that is strongly till the liquid becomes clear. Then after this, the complete digestion 2 to 3 hours, the resulting solution of ammonium hydrogen sulfate is taken in Jallad's distillation apparatus, and sufficient, that is what 50 to 20 ml of strong 50% of NaOH is added. And then the distillation flask is then slowly heated to liberate ammonia gas. Then this liberated ammonia gas is allowed to pass through the solution in conical flask containing known volume of standard H2SO4 in excess. After complete absorption of NH3, the excess standard H2SO4 left unreacted is back titrated against a standard solution of NaOH using phenolphthalein as an indicator. Treat the Br as a main burette reading. What is the after digestion for 2 to 3 hours, the resulting solution of ammonium hydrogen sulfate is taken in Jallad's distillation apparatus, and sufficient amount of 50 to 20 ml of strong 50% NaOH is added. Then the distillation flask is then slowly heated to liberate ammonia gas. Then this liberated ammonia gas is allowed to pass through a solution in conical flask containing a known volume of standard H2SO4 in excess. After complete absorption of NH3, the excess standard H2SO4 left unreacted is back titrated against the standard solution of NaOH using phenolphthalein as an indicator. And the faint pink is what the endpoint. Treat this burette reading as a mean burette reading, that is what our main burette reading A. Then carry out a sample blank titration without using the organic compound but using same volume of standard H2SO4 as the used for main. So treat the burette reading as a blank B. So by making calculation, that is what from the difference in blank and main burette reading B minus A, the percentage of nitrogen in the organic compound is calculated by using formula. that is percentage of nitrogen, is equal to blank BRB minus mean BRA, that is what sample reading, it is blank reading, and into the normality of H2SO4 into atomic weight of the nitrogen into 100 divided by weight of organic compound. In this way we can able to determine the amount of nitrogen present in the given organic compound. Next, the semi-micro method of estimation of sulfur in the organic compound by fusion method. Here what we are going to determine the sulfur by fusion method. So the semi-micro method of estimation of sulfur in organic compound is based on oxidizing the sulfur, that is what S2 sulfate, that is what SO4, by fusion with KNO3 and Na2CO3, that is what the fusion mixture, potassium nitrate and sodium carbonate, in a platinum crucible in muffle furnace at about what 1000 degrees Celsius. In this method we are going to convert organic sulfur into what sulfate form, SO4 form, by means of treating it with the fusion mixture, that is what the potassium nitrate and sodium carbonate, in a platinum crucible in what the muffle furnace at about the temperature 1000 degrees Celsius. The fused mass containing sodium sulfate is dissolved in dilute HCl, and so SO4 is then precipitated as a BaSO4 by adding 10% BaCl solution. Then the resulting BaSO4 precipitate is digested, filtered, washed and dried, ignited at 700 degrees Celsius and weighed as a BaSO4. So the fused mass containing what, after fusion this sulfur is organic sulfur is get converted into sodium sulfate, and then sodium sulfate is dissolved in dilute HCl, and this sodium sulfate is get converted into Na plus 2Na plus SO4 minus minus. This precipitated SO4 by means of adding BaCl2 as a BaSO4 solution, that is what 10% BaCl2 is added to this solution, we will get the precipitate of BaSO4. The resulting BaSO4 precipitate is digested, filtered, washed, dried and ignited at about 700 degrees Celsius and weighed as a BaSO4. So the weight of BaSO4 formed is equal to the amount of SO4 formed, amount of that is amount of SO4 is equivalent to the amount of S in organic compound. Hence in this way we can calculate the sulfur present in organic compound. So hence from the weight of BaSO4 precipitate formed, the amount of percentage of sulfur in organic compound is calculated. What is the reaction? It is what S, that is organic compound, sulfur in organic compound in presence of air and in presence of fusion mixture, that is what the 2KNO3 and Na2CO3, that is potassium nitrate and sodium carbonate. After fusion we will get the sodium sulfate, potassium carbonate and 2NO3, that is NO3 molecule. So second reaction is that after what we will getting the fused mass of sodium sulfate, then this sodium sulfate is what get reacted with 10% BaCl2 solution, then this precipitation of the BaSO4 takes place, and the side product is what salt. So what is the method? Semi micro quantity, that is 10 to 100 milligram of the organic compound containing sulfur is accurately weighed in a platinum crucible. It is then mixed with 4 parts by which its weight by KNO3 and Na2CO3, 3 parts by the weight of Na2CO3. The contents are fused at about what 1000 degrees Celsius in muffle furnace till a clear molten liquid is obtained. Then the molten liquid is cooled to get a fused solid mass. So the fused solid mass containing Na2SO4 is transferred to a beaker and dissolved in dilute HCl. The resulting SO4 solution is heated to boiling, and to the hot solution sufficient amount of 10% BaCl2 solution is added, the SO4 gets precipitated as BaSO4, that is S to SO4, that is equal to BaCl to BaSO4 2Cl. So the resulting BaSO precipitate is digested for 1 to 2 watt the hour, then filtered through the Wattman filter paper number 42, washed, transferred to the pre-weighed platinum crucible, ignited about 700 degrees Celsius till the constant weight is obtained, cooled and weighed as a BaSO4. From the weight of BaSO4 residue, the percentage of S in the organic compound is calculated by the formula, that is what percentage of sulfur in organic compound, that is weight of BaSO4 into gravimetric conversion factor into what the 100 divided by weight of organic compound. So where GCF is the gravimetric conversion factor. So what is the method? Here what we take the semi micro quantity of the organic compound containing what the 10 to 100 gram of, take the semi micro quantity of the given compound, that is what the sulfur, it is about 10 to 100 milligram. Then after this it is get what fused with the fusion mixture, that is what 4 part of that KNO3 and Na2CO3. Then it is fused in the muffle furnace at about what 1000 degrees Celsius temperature, up to what the molten liquid is what formed. This solid mass is get fused, and then after fused solid mass containing that Na2SO4 is transferred to a beaker and dissolved it is in HCl. Then resulting SO4 is solution is heated to a boiling, and the hot solution sufficient 10% of BaCl2 solution is added to this solution, and will get the SO4 gets precipitated as a BaSO4. So that what is the reaction? SO4 plus BaCl2 get BaSO4 plus 2Cl. The resulting BaSO4 precipitate is digested for 1 to 2 hours, filtered through a Wattman filter paper number 42, washed, transferred to a pre-weighed platinum crucible. Then the resulting precipitate for 1 to 2 hours filtered through the Wattman filter paper 42, washed, transferred to the pre-weighed platinum crucible, ignited about 700 degrees Celsius till a constant weight is obtained, cooled and weighed as a BaSO4. From the weight of BaSO4 residue, the percentage of sulfur in the organic compound is calculated as follows by using the formula. The percentage of S in the organic compound is equal to weight of BaSO4 into gravimetric conversion factor into 100 divided by weight of organic compound. So in this way we can able to calculate the sulfur in our organic compound. Then next is the what semi micro method of estimation of halogen in the organic compound by what modified Stefano methods. So what is the principle for that? The semi micro method of estimation of halogen, that is what chlorine, bromine and iodine in the organic compound, is based on the reducing the organic halogen by sodium metal and ethyl alcohol to respective sodium halide, that is what NaCl, NaB or NaI, by heating under the reflux condenser. So Rx, that is containing organic compound, that is organic halogen, reacts with what the ethanol and in presence of sodium. So refluxing this in in presence of ethanol and sodium will get the hydrocarbon as well as the sodium ethoxide and sodium halide. So the resulting sodium halide NaX is dissolved and in a AgNO3 is added, then the halide X gets precipitated as AgX. For this, the resulting NaX is treated with the known volume of standard AgNO3 in excess. So what is the next step to convert the NaX into what? That sodium halides into what? The silver halides, and by treating it with what? The AgNO3. So the certain volume of added AgNO3 is used for the precipitation of X minus halide as a respective AgX. So that is what NaX plus AgNO3 will give AgX plus NaNO3. So with the help of AgNO3 we can precipitate the X minus, while certain volume of added AgNO3 which is in excess remains unreacted. The excess standard AgNO3 left unreacted is back titrated against a standard solution of ammonium thiocyanate, that is ammonium thiocyanate, using Fe plus 3 ion as an indicator. At the same time, blank experiment is carried out without using organic compound but using same volume of AgNO3 that used for the main. The difference in the blank and main burette reading correspond to the amount of AgX formed, which what the in turns corresponds to the amount of halogen X in the organic compound. Hence, from the difference in burette reading of blank and main, the percentage of halogen X in the organic compound is calculated. The simple method is there. Firstly, what we are going to fuse this organic halide, that is organic halide, with the ethanol, and what after ethanol and what in presence of sodium, then we will get the hydrocarbon as well as sodium ethoxide, and that is sodium halide. The most important part is that sodium halide. This sodium halide is what further what get treated with AgNO3 and will get the silver halide this sodium halide is what get treated with AgNO3, and this AgNO3 reacts with that sodium halide and will get the precipitate of the silver halide, and this silver halide is nothing but the source of X minus, and excess amount of this AgNO3 is added in the solution, and this excess amount of AgNO3 unreacted is get what back titrated with the ammonium thiocyanate, and is by using Fe plus 3 ion as an indicator, and this will give the sample reading, that is what the A. And after during this sample titration, carry out the same blank experiment by using same volume of AgNO3 taken in the part first and titrate it against the ammonium thiocyanate, and determine the amount of ammonium thiocyanate required to neutralize AgNO3, and with the help of this blank reading and sample reading, we can able to calculate the amount of halogen present in a given compound. So what is the method used for this estimation? The semi-micro quantity, that is what 10 to 100 milligram of organic compound containing halogen, is accurately weighed and transferred to the RB flask with a reflux condenser. Add sufficient 10 ml of absolute alcohol and 0.5 gram of sodium metal to it. Reflux the contents of the flask for 2 to 3 hours and allow to cool. Destroy the excess of alcohol and sodium metal by adding water and heating. Cool the contents and transfer the contents of the flask to a conical flask. Acidify the resulting solution of sodium halide, that is what NaX, with dilute HNO3. Add a known volume of standard AgNO3 in excess to the resulting NaX solution and little nitrobenzene to it. Allow the contents to stand for same time. Then titrate the excess of standard AgNO3 left unreacted against the standard ammonium thiocyanate solution using ferric ion as an indicator. At the same time, the blank titration is carried out without using organic compound but using same volume of standard AgNO3 as that used for main titration. So simple method is that take a same micro quantity, that is 10 to 100 milligram of the organic compound, then containing halogen, is accurately weighed and transferred to the RB flask, and what reflux condenser, what filter RB flask fitted with the reflux condenser, add sufficient 10 ml of absolute alcohol and 0.5 gram of the sodium metal to it, reflux the contents of the flask 2 to 3 hours, and allow to cool, and after cooling destroy the excess alcohol and sodium metal by adding water and heating the cool the contents and transfer the content of the flask to the conical flask. Acidify the resulting solution of sodium halide NaSeX with what HNO3. Add a known volume of standard HNO3 in excess to the resulting NaX solution and little nitrogen to it. Allow the content to stand for the same time. Then titrate the excess of standard HNO3 and left unreacted against the standard ammonium thiocyanate solution using ferric ion as an indicator. At the same time, a blank titration is carried out without using the organic compound but using same volume of HNO3 and that used for the main. So by using the formula we can able to calculate the what the amount of halide present in the given organic compound by subtracting the main burette sample burette reading from the main burette blank reading by subtracting the main burette reading, that is the sample reading, and multiplying conversion factor multiplied by 100 and divided by weight of organic compound will get the percentage of halogen in the organic compound. So percentage of halogen in organic compound is equal to blank minus main burette reading into conversion factor into 100 divided by weight of organic compound. So in this way we can calculate we can able to determine the amount of halogen present in a given organic compound. Thank you. Thanks a lot. If you have any queries, any doubts about this topic, please comment in a YouTube comment box. I will try to give answer to those questions, those doubts. So thank you. Thanks a lot.